Here's a full review of Kauffman Stadium in 3 minutes. For being completely in the middle of nowhere, this park arguably has some of the most fun and eye-catching features in all of pro sports. I'm completely obsessed with the iconic fountains in the outfield. This is the one thing I knew about Kauffman before coming, and they didn't disappoint in the city of fountains. They stretch across most of the outfield, they light up and shoot off pregame and during big moments, and this is weird, but for some reason they also smelled amazing. These might be my favorite feature at any ballpark I've been to. I also need to shout out the giant crown-shaped scoreboard. It's officially my favorite in all of Major League Baseball. The Royals' blue and white color scheme runs all throughout the park, and I think this makes it look really clean. The only real downside with visual appeal here is the lack of skyline. You're mostly going to be looking at a highway and some trees, but it does present kind of a wide open view that I actually got to watch a storm roll in from. It gave a very Missouri Midwestern feel, which I appreciated. The best seats to view this and the entirety of the ballpark is anywhere from behind home plate in the elevated sections. I like how some of the best seats in the house are also some of the cheapest. From the 400 level, I could see the whole field, the fountains, and the scoreboard perfectly. I checked out views from the 100 level along the baselines, but down here, especially under the overhang, things aren't as good. The scoreboard gets blocked, and with such an open design, the stadium doesn't feel super immersive. The crowd atmosphere and in-game entertainment were pretty average too, so the viewing experience here wasn't anything too special. The concourse is one of the most wide open I've ever seen, easy to walk through, and makes a full loop around the stadium. I was absolutely blown away with the amount of unique things to do at this park. They have baseball-themed arcade games, a homemade ice cream shop, an entire sports bar, a Royals-themed miniature golf course, and even a carousel. I came in through the outfield gates and actually got to my seat late because I was so distracted checking everything out here. The outside atmosphere of the park is where it struggles a bit. It's a few miles from downtown Kansas City, so this makes it pretty easy to get into and out of, but there really isn't much going on around here at all. The stadium shares a parking lot with Arrowhead, so I think a lot of fans tailgate for Chiefs games, but I was here on a random Tuesday, so none of that was going on. For history and traditions here, I think the Royals Hall of Fame is excellent. It really tells the whole story of the Royals as a franchise, and there's a ton of historic memorabilia back here, including the team's 2 World Series trophies. Finally, for food, Kauffman is known to have some really creative menu items. Kansas City barbecue, viral sandwiches, and whatever this thing is. The night I went though, I checked all over the park, and the majority of these signature items weren't available. I was able to track down one item, the Z-Man sandwich. This was loaded with Kansas City brisket, onion rings, and provolone. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. The Royals have an excellent value food menu that gives great discounts on classic ballpark food. It was also Dollar Dog Night and Bark at the Park Night, which was a huge bonus. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen more dogs hanging out in one area before. It was awesome. Overall, I'll give Kauffman Stadium a 74 out of 100. The fountains and crown scoreboard alone make it worth visiting. It's not perfect. The location is isolated, the viewing immersion could be better, and the food experience can kind of be hit or miss. But overall, this is a solid stadium that does a lot right.